Yo guys, what is up? It is MasterDavros here, bringing us here another commentary today, talking about today the new map called Prospect, which came out with a Warzone Firefight update. Basically, Prospect is the new Warzone Assault variant of Darkstar. It is known to be a variant, and it is set on Meridian itself. However, it is significantly different. In fact, you can compare this variant, Warzone Assault variant, to the original, and you have pretty much nothing alike. Well, of course, same planet, similar structures, but it's pretty much nothing alike here. You can also see that based on the gameplay here, which is a really positive thing actually. And they did say this is the first like proper Warzone Assault map made from scratch, so that's pretty interesting on its own. So I'm going to be doing a little review of my own here in Prospect, giving you guys the list of positives and negatives, so you guys can have an overall idea of how I feel about the map and how the map could work for you. Anyway, so let's start off with the positives, of course, we end up with negatives. There's quite a number of positives actually I found based on the matches I've actually played. So, players do get back in the action really quickly to keep the battles in the bases going. I found that to be faster, considerably faster compared to most of the maps, because for example in the Escape of Arc variant you spawn quite a few meters away from base, well, quite a distance, and this one you spawn more close to the base, so you actually have a chance to get back in the fight. It doesn't really punishes you sometimes on the Raid on Apex 7 map, for example. If your whole team dies, they spawn you all the way in the armory, and it's just an easy catch for them. So you have a chance to get back in, but at the same time it's not impossible for the attacking team to take the base over. So you don't spawn right next to it, but you can easily just run there. It's not far at all. And yeah, another positive, the spawns are actually fair. Now Halo 5 Guardians, just like any other game, has spawn point issues. Halo, my god, one of the worst things about Halo, the few big issues that Halo's never solved, is its own spawn system. It's terrible, the spawn system you compared to any other FPS, and that's been the same for every Halo in my opinion. Some maps have been better than others, and I think this map is one of them, which had significantly better spawn system in my fair. Based on the matches I played, the spawns were fair. It never spawned me in the middle of a gunfight, not even close to one. It spawned me in a place where I can breathe from some fresh air, in a sense, and then get back into the fight. It's not really unfair. Well, based on what I played, it hasn't been unfair. It's been some good spawning, so I like that. Now let's talk about the atmosphere. The atmosphere is also a huge positive. It's basically, if you remember the Skirmish at Darkstar concept, that we saw like a dark, gritty atmosphere that was actually never really a part of Darkstar. Darkstar is like set in the afternoon, I believe, or a sunset on Meridian, or morning, I'm not quite sure on that. But the atmosphere in this variant is dark, and it's a very good take on a different variant. And that's the way the variant should be. They should have like different weather systems, different atmosphere to them to make them more unique and stand out compared to the actual versions of the map. So, basically this map captures the atmosphere of a mine site perfectly, absolutely perfectly. So the sites are amazing. You have these cool Unity type structures in there. You have a cool skybox with lots of dark clouds and pollution in the air. So pollution comes obviously from a mining site, because basically the map is set in a mining site itself, so of course you would expect the dark clouds and the pollution. You have also dirt on the ground, and all the colors around the map are very dark grey. The rocks are like all grey and filled with dirt, and that's the way I like it. It's a different atmosphere and a different sort of environment compared to what we were actually used to in Halo 5 Guardians. So this is a very good atmosphere, and captures basically what you would expect from a mine site perfectly. And yeah, like I already mentioned, the huge positive is completely made from scratch, which makes it, in my opinion, the most interesting map in Assault. Before Warzone Assault wasn't really that interesting to me. The game type, yeah, it's pretty cool, I like it, but I usually play Warzone on the original maps because they're more on a bigger scale, but when you came to Assault, you just played a smaller version of the actual Warzone map, with the exception of Urban. Once Urban came out, it was more kind of like a remix of Battle Noctis, but this is an entirely different version. It is known to be a variant of Skirmish at Darkstar, but it is completely different in gameplay and aesthetic design as well. So that's very good, and I hope they kind of keep this system for the Warzone Assault map of the Attack on Sanctum whenever that comes out in the next update. So yeah, this, because of its completely new nature, I believe this map has a more replay value for compared to any of the Warzone Assault maps, because just like I said, once you load up Warzone Assault, you're pretty much playing a smaller version of the Warzone variations. And so yeah, overall I think this adds more replay value for the map itself and the mode, because it's significantly different. You come in Warzone Assault, and now there's more value, replay value. So since you have this brand new map that doesn't exist in any of our playlists, so that's pretty good. So is the fun in that as well. And then the bases themselves have new areas to enter or exit, and they vary in gameplay compared to any of your Warzone or Warzone Assault maps, which they create more chaotic close quarter combat. And knowing me, I'm an aggressive player. I really like close quarter combat because it's really fun for me in a Halo game. I think Halo does it really well. And so yeah, I like it when there's more chaotic close quarter combats in the bases themselves. That's really nice, especially in the middle base once you take over the armory. So there's lots of areas to move on foot and vehicles. So just like Dark Star, it's sort of, this is where the similarities with Dark Star is. You have both of the foot soldier support and vehicles. There's a lot of routes for foot soldiers to take, where they can avoid the vehicles, and except from Wasps, of course. But the Wasp is pretty effective on this map actually. Quite a lot of sight lines where you can get some easy kills, and yeah, there's a lot of vehicle routes as well. And the bases, as I said, they're slightly different compared to the bases we're used to in the regular Warzone mode. Pretty cool, different sort of setup there. Now moving on to the negatives. There's a few negatives I have here. Now I'm going to be talking mostly about the start, when the attackers and the defenders. So at the start you attack the armory, which is down a slope. Now, for me, I don't quite enjoy this. I always do crap. I'll be honest, I always do crap at the start of the match. It's basically because it doesn't really fit my playstyle. This is more my preference here, by the way. It's a bit boring for me. It's very like slow in pace, like trench warfare stuff, where you kind of like have to wait and battle out behind cover, away from each other, and kind of try and bait the enemy out to get the easy kills. Because of a huge open area, it kind of punishes you if you're a bit too aggressive, because you're gonna have a lot of players situated behind cover or on top of the armory, shooting you down with their pistols, obviously. So if you come close and they all engage on the easy target running down the slope, you're gonna be dead. So you need like a huge attack down the slope at once, like with many players charging down when the time is given. But of course, some people will always die running down the slope. It is very open, so it kind of punishes the aggressive play, and I don't really enjoy waiting it out. I'm more, like I said, I prefer being aggressive, like tactically aggressive. That's my sort of play style. And so I think to make it more fair for the people who like to be aggressive, I think there needs to be some more cover around the slopes, going down the slope. Of course, not everywhere. It kind of defeats the purpose of what they're going off in the first place. But I think some cover where you can have a little breathing room after you survive like some shots would be pretty neat, so you can actually move on to attacking the base and give the defenders some pressure. So yeah, see, that's pretty much everything I have to say about the map. Overall I really like it. It's pretty cool, and I like the new take on the Warzone Assault maps. And like I said, I hope they do a similar style to the Attack on Sanctum variation and Warzone Assault. Have a different thing, maybe sound like Scenario instead. That'll be pretty neat. So I can't wait to see what they do, and I like they took this direction in Warzone Assault. Overall, I really like this map. I think it's really, really nice, apart from the start, of course, but they can actually fix that. I mean, I don't mind the start too much. It's just I kind of prefer being up at their face a lot of times. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.